There comes a moment in every person's journey when everything they've relied upon simply falls away. The people who once stood beside them are nowhere to be found. The resources they counted on have dried up. The safety nets have disappeared. And in that raw, stripped-down moment, they encounter a reality that changes everything. When the divine is your sole companion, you begin to understand that this presence was always meant to be your foundation, your anchor, your everything. Before we continue, I want to thank each one of you for being here today. Your presence means the world to me. If this message speaks to your heart, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps spread these messages to others who might need them. Solitude has a peculiar way of teaching us lessons we could never learn in the crowd. When everything comfortable and familiar gets stripped away, something remarkable begins to unfold. The constant chatter of daily life grows quiet. All the things that once grabbed our attention lose their grip. And in that profound stillness, we're brought face to face with both ourselves and the sacred presence that's been waiting for our attention all along. Authentic faith isn't cultivated in seasons of ease and abundance. It's forged in the furnace of isolation, when we're utterly alone with our thoughts and our Creator. Consider the ancient story of Job, a man who watched his entire world crumble in what seemed like an instant. His prosperity vanished. His beloved children were taken. His body failed him. Those he considered friends became accusers, and even his closest companions suggested he abandon his faith entirely. Yet through it all, Job spoke words that echo through the ages. What has been given can be taken away, but the name of the Most High remains worthy of praise. In his darkest hour, stripped of everything, Job unearthed a conviction that no circumstance could shake. Or think about David's journey. Long before he wore a crown, he spent endless days hidden in caves, fleeing for his very survival. No military might protected him. No throne awaited him. No circle of trusted companions surrounded him. Just him and heaven. And it was precisely in those desolate places that he penned words of profound trust. Even if those who gave me life turn away, the Lord embraces me. These seasons of profound aloneness aren't divine punishments. They're sacred spaces where transformation happens. The Creator removes what we've been leaning on so we can discover what it means to walk guided by faith rather than by what our eyes can see. Ancient wisdom reminds us that grace proves sufficient, and divine power manifests most brilliantly through human fragility. When every earthly support gets removed, our weakness becomes the very channel through which heavenly strength flows into our lives. When you find yourself with nowhere else to turn, you discover what complete reliance truly means. As long as we have people to support us, resources to tap into, or our own capabilities to fall back on, we maintain the illusion of self-sufficiency. But when every alternative evaporates, dependence stops being an option and becomes the only path forward. It transforms from a choice into the very air we breathe. Moses learned this truth, leading a massive community through barren wasteland. With no food sources and no water in sight, his human strategies meant nothing. Yet the heavens opened and bread rained down each morning. Solid rocks split apart and streams gushed forth. The message couldn't have been clearer. Survival doesn't flow from human planning or strength. It comes from above. The Apostle Paul reinforced this reality when he wrote that divine provision meets every need according to unlimited heavenly resources made available through Christ. When someone learns true dependence, they witness a supply that never diminishes, never fails, never runs out. Sometimes the Creator allows us to lose the very things we trusted most, not to break us, but to reveal that He alone has always been sufficient. The instant you realize that heaven is your only option, you simultaneously discover it was always the best option. What seemed like a last resort reveals itself as the primary source all along. When you have nowhere else to turn, isolation transforms from something to fear into something sacred. The emptiness that once felt unbearable becomes the very space where divine presence floods in and fills every corner of your being. Before Jesus chose his closest followers, before he performed wonders that defied nature, before he faced his ultimate trial, he regularly withdrew to deserted places for prayer. Those moments weren't wasted time. They were holy ground. Alone with the Father, he drew the power needed to fulfill his calling. David knew this intimately. His most beautiful songs of worship weren't composed in comfort or luxury. They were born in caves, emerging from nights filled with fear and uncertainty. Scripture tells us that the Lord draws near to those with shattered hearts and rescues those crushed by circumstances. His deepest expressions of devotion sprang from his deepest experiences of isolation. This reveals why loneliness, however agonizing, serves a purpose. It drives us into that secret place where our connection with the divine becomes unbreakable. When human companionship disappears, divine companionship intensifies. And in that intimate space, we learn to recognize the still, small voice with a clarity we never knew before. Hardship doesn't destroy character. It reveals and refines it. When you're left standing alone, the very trials designed to demolish you become the force that constructs something unshakable within you. The pressure meant to crush actually shapes and strengthens. Joseph's journey illustrates this perfectly. Betrayed by those who should have protected him, sold into servitude, imprisoned unjustly, he had no advocates, no family support, no backup plan. Yet years later, he could declare with absolute certainty, what others meant for harm, the divine orchestrated for good, to preserve many lives. His isolation wasn't wasted time. It was preparation for his destiny. Ancient wisdom teaches us to find joy in various trials because testing produces endurance, and endurance completes its work until we become whole and lacking nothing. Heaven doesn't waste pain. When there's no one left to carry you, you learn to stand in supernatural strength. And when you emerge from the fire, you're not damaged. You're refined, fortified, and equipped for the purpose placed upon your life. Ultimately, when you're reduced to having only the divine, you make a stunning discovery. He isn't just all you have. He's all you've ever needed. What appeared to be devastating loss reveals itself as extraordinary gain because nothing in existence compares to this sacred presence. Paul grasped this truth profoundly. Confined in a prison cell, bound in chains, forgotten by many, he still proclaimed that he considered everything else worthless compared to knowing Christ. Stripped of freedom, comfort, and human companionship, Paul discovered joy because he possessed something infinitely greater. The Psalms echo this same reality. Though physical strength fails and the heart grows weak, the divine remains the strength of our heart and our eternal portion. When every other source of stability collapses, this foundation holds firm. Here's the secret that most people never learn until circumstances force them to. The divine isn't merely a last resort when everything else fails. He is the source from which everything else flows. And once you grasp this truth, you stop living in fear of loss because you've already gained what truly matters. You possess the one thing that can never be taken away. So let me leave you with this question. What happens when you reach that place? When human support fades, when resources disappear, when all that remains is you and heaven? Will you see it as the end of something? Or will you recognize it as the beginning of something far greater than you could have imagined? Thank you so much for watching until the very end. Your time and attention mean everything. If this message touched something deep within you, please drop a comment below and let me know. Share this video with someone who might need to hear these words today. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future content designed to strengthen your faith and encourage your spirit. Remember, your story isn't finished. In fact, the most powerful chapters might just be beginning to unfold.